What's up, boys and girls? C Lopez back once again with another tutorialism. Now today is going to be the first in a series of videos I'm going to call the bass files, because I keep getting sent question after question about bass, so I thought why not just dedicate a whole series of videos just to that subject, because let's face it, who doesn't love bass? Okay, so today I'm going to be looking at the concept of taking away some bass so we can add more bass. It seems like a kind of backwards school of thought, like as if it came from Martin Hannett in that time when he told the Happy Mondays to play faster but slower. But anyway, it's an idea I've been playing about with all day, and I've been getting some quite good results off it. Now, I got this idea probably from watching a YouTube tutorial, because like I probably watch as many YouTube tutorials as you guys do, but I can't quite remember who I got the idea from. I'm gonna say Dave Pensado because it sounds like the kind of thing that he would say, but it might not have been. But yeah, so it's an interesting concept, and like I say, it's been working for me today. So I've got this bass patch here that I made using Lush 101 from D16 Group. Lush 101, if you've not came across it before, is an SH101 emulation, and one of its many talents is it's really easy to make bass patches on it. Now this bass patch, when it's played in isolation, it's kind of beefy, kind of nice, but when I put the drums in, all of a sudden with that kick drum I'm getting a kind of a muddy low end. So the plugin I'm going to use to try and sort this out is this IQ EQ by a company called HOFA. Now, as the name suggests, IQ, this is, well, what they're calling an intelligent EQ, and I am really actually liking this EQ. It's got quite a few features that I'm not going to go through today, but the ones I'm going to be looking at mainly are this analyzer, which I'm really liking, and its dynamic EQ capabilities. So what I'm going to do is just play the bass through, just let it loop through and just let the analyzer do its thing. And from the looks of this analyzer, it's this kind of area that is interfering with the kick drum. Like this is where all this, like that kind of subbiness is coming from. And we can see here, sort of from 66 hertz up to like 72, we're peaking at like minus 10.5 dB. So I mean, obviously the first thing I could do is just put the EQ to here and just give it a bit of gain reduction in this area. Maybe just tighten up the Q a bit so I'm not affecting the neighboring frequencies. When I play it now, I'll get this. I'm just going to solo the bass up. Just reset the analyzer. And as you can see, it's sorted out the peak, but as though just losing the kind of essence of that bass kind of thing. It's just made it sound real thin. So I'll play with the EQ on and without. So with the EQ on, I'll turn it back off, and you can hear all that power is back in the bass that we were losing with the EQ on. So I'm just going to leave that as it is, just as a point of reference. And I'm going to go up to, I guess you call it scene B, and I'm going to put this back up to 0, just so we can do kind of A, B. And I'm going to switch on this dynamic button, And what we're going to do here is just reduce the bass in this area, but only when it is peaking just in this area. So it's kind of like a compressor, but it's only going to reduce this peak when this peak is being troublesome. So I mean, it's pretty easy to work on this HOFA IQ. Like I say, you just press this dynamic button and move the threshold down. And reset the analyzer. And we're doing AB. So A is just static EQ. And with the dynamic EQ. So as you can see and as you can hear, we've reduced that big peak at this frequency. Maybe that's a little bit too much. But we're not losing as much of the character as we were with just a straight cut. I'm going to play it back with the drums, and you can you're really going to hear the difference now. So yeah, so let me just turn it off again and we'll just see on the analyzer where it was peaking exactly. So yeah, we're peaking at -10. So I'll put the dynamic EQ back on again, just reset the analyzer. Okay, so now we're peaking at -15 dB, so just gained like an extra 5 dB of headroom. So what I can do now is just turn up the output. I'm not going to turn it up by 5 dB, but say maybe give it an extra 2 dB. Maybe go for 3. Okay, so I'll take the EQ off. And then put it back on again. And as you can hear, we've got loads more room for the kick now. And we've also added a little bit of bass after we've taken some bass away. And to me it's just sounding a lot cleaner, and the bass is just sitting a lot tighter with the drums right now. Let's put the other elements back on the track. Okay, so that's it for now. That's the concept of taking away some bass so you can add more bass. So this has been C. Lopez, Tutorialism. Peace.